us on this Monday, April 27th. Reporting from homes across the state, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez. We have your local update following developments in the COVID-19 pandemic, SGA election outcomes, sports y tradiciones del español.
Thanks for that update. Governor Roy Cooper extended the stay-at-home order until May 8th. Cooper says we are on the right track to get restrictions lifted, but we still need to hit lower numbers. Cooper also announced that there would be 3 phases to reopening the state. The first phase will allow people to leave their homes freely, not just for essentials. Working from home would still be encouraged during this stage. Phase 2 would come 2 to 3 weeks after the first. This phase still encourages at-risk people to stay home. Meanwhile, restaurants, bars, and churches will reopen with reduced capacity orders in place. Lastly, Phase 3 will come 4 to 6 weeks after the second. Capacities for public places and the number of people allowed at gatherings will increase. If at any time we start to backtrack, Cooper says restrictions could be put in place again. Some fashion retailers are nervous for the coming future following the COVID-19 pandemic. South's Clothers in Boone Mall is one of those stores. On top of selling wedding dresses, South sells prom dresses. Lou Ellis South is the owner of the shop. She says missing prom has been a big setback and she still owes around $40,000. Lucky Penny on King Street is another fashion boutique being affected. Janelle Becerra is the owner of the shop. She says her shop is still operating through Instagram to promote shipping and sales. She says, quote, "The support I have had over the last few weeks has been really amazing. The town is so special," unquote. In place of our High Country High Note this week, we have a wonderful story about a local business helping the people of Watauga County. RANSOM Pub has been packing boxes for service industry workers and their families. Each box is filled with enough fresh produce to make 40 meals. The pub's original goal was to create 100 boxes for the first week, but by the end of their first week, they'd packed 400 boxes, providing 16,000 meals for the community. If you'd like to find more information about donating to the boxes, you can go to theappalachianonline.com.
During a time of such restricted travel, tourist towns like our beautiful Blowing Rock are feeling the pressure of a global pandemic. Local small businesses have turned to government support and guidelines to keep their employees and customers safe and taken care of. I spoke with Andy, an owner of the Spice and Tea Exchange store in downtown Blowing Rock, about how operations have had to change. The Spice and Tea Exchange is a popular destination for tourists, locals, and restaurants seeking specialty spice blends and teas that have been sourced from around the world.
Of course, once the state issued their order to stay-at-home orders, then we shut our store and restricted it to just shipping and curbside service. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to work and navigate through that because we want to remain an interactive store, but we don't want to put anybody at jeopardy, of course. So, including our employees, which is very important.
After a successful 7 years in Blowing Rock, Andy and his wife Gail opened another boutique spice and tea store in neighboring West Jefferson. They were hoping to use the Paycheck Protection Program, a small business administration provided support loan designed to help businesses keep their workforce employed for their newly hired full-time employees.
Had to be fully operational by February 15th, so we weren't fully operational until March 12th. We missed it by a couple weeks. So therefore, we didn't qualify.
Having missed the qualifying start date of mid-February, Andy and other new business owners are doing their best to make ends meet. Even with a graciously low interest rate, the hope is for the loan to be forgiven. Since employee retention is required and the future is still unsure, balancing it all is a tricky maneuver. Still, Andy feels positively about this action from the federal government.
This is certainly the first time I've ever seen a program that truly does help small businesses.
Hopefully, local businesses can receive even more support and information from the government looking into the future. With the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Saniye Wilson.
With Governor Roy Cooper extending the stay-at-home order to May 8th, many North Carolina residents are still home and feeling the effects of quarantine. I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez here for the Appalachian Weekly News with 10 ways to spend your time at home. Many are using their free time to catch up on their favorite shows on streaming platforms such as Netflix and Hulu. Spend a good 30 minutes or even hours staying entertained during this time of limited in-person social interaction. Number 2, exercise can still be a priority, though we are in isolation. Go outside for a walk or a run around your neighborhood to soak up some sun you otherwise wouldn't get inside. Set your focus on an art project. Paint or draw to let your creativity go and relieve stress while our minds are constantly occupied. It's easy to get caught scrolling for hours on end with the social media app TikTok. Now more than ever, is it a good time to have a laugh and keep yourself busy by learning the latest viral dance trends. You can still keep up with friends and family virtually. Maintain social interaction from your house by calling all of your loved ones by the phone or over platforms such as Zoom and FaceTime. While staying on the internet, explore and learn from your couch by virtually visiting a museum. You can tour the Guggenheim in New York and the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, all in one day. Number 7. Challenge your family to board and card games to pass the time and enjoy some friendly competition. You can also play many of the same games online with a quick Google search. Use your spare time to get lost in a book and escape the constant conversation about the coronavirus. Visit theappalachianonline.com for a list of book recommendations by our reporter Ansley Puckett. Use your mealtime to learn a new recipe or use what you already have at home. Cook or bake some comfort food to help during this time. Hit the books again, but this time pick up your textbooks. With final exams on the way and due dates coming near, dedicate some time to studying. Whatever ways you choose to spend your quarantine, make sure you are being safe and practicing social distancing. We are all advised by government officials to stay at home as much as possible to limit any possible spread of disease. And although it feels like it, this won't last forever. I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez, and now we go to our reporter Grace Smith with more local COVID-19 updates for Boone, North Carolina.
Thank you. I'm Grace Smith reporting to you from Burlington, North Carolina. With many kids out of school, parents of preschoolers are adjusting to how they can provide at-home learning activities. Cassidy Hogan, App State alumna and owner of Discovery Valley Childcare, is creating learning activity kits for families within the community. These kits have supplies for hands-on activities at home. Hogan said that the kits will be different themes each week and will incorporate different subjects. Some activities that are included are ready-to-mix Play-Doh, puffy chalk paint, sticker books, plant kits, and a lot more. Though kits are being sold to the community, Hogan has a shipping option to reach those outside of Boone. The kits are $20 and shipping is an additional $8. For more information on how to get a learning kit, visit the Facebook page, Discovery Valley Learning Kits. Again, that is the Facebook page, Discovery Valley Learning Kits. Now for a story about how an App State student is helping her community in the time of COVID-19. Michaela Blanchard lost both of her jobs. She balances her schoolwork and takes care of her family during this time. But at the same time, she also produces 170 face masks per week to deliver around the community for free. Her first face masks were delivered to elderly members of her hometown, Bailey, North Carolina. Not only does she deliver masks to families and community members, but also medical professionals. On April 7th, Blanchard delivered 75 masks to Nash UNC Healthcare Hospital and 50 to Pam Specialty Hospital of Rocky Mount. The masks are made of 100% cotton, and the ear loops are made of an elastic knit. Blanchard says she has shipped masks as far as upstate New York and Virginia Beach. She said, "People send me their addresses. I'll send masks to them if I can't deliver by car." Up next, we have correspondent Kat Fast on COVID-19's impact on our neighbors of Tennessee's Johnson County.
Thanks for the report, Grace. Hey y'all, I'm Kat Fast with updates on COVID-19 in Johnson County, Tennessee. Bob Morrison, a Mountain City alderman, gave the following updates in an interview on March 25th. The biggest group impacted has been food. There's no dining in, but some places have carry-out and drive-thru. Small businesses are asking employees to not come in if they have a fever. The healthcare businesses are restricting visits. They're checking the temperature of everyone coming in. Some grocery stores have 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. senior-only hours. Buses are being used to deliver food to those in need. According to the Tennessee Department of Health, As of April 25th, Johnson County has 2 recovered cases of COVID-19. The state of Tennessee is under a stay-at-home order until April 30th.
The App State University Police Department has a new officer to help sniff out crime, but it may not be who you expect. App State Police Officer Kevin Wilson now has a new partner, 2-year-old Labrador Retriever Yaya. Officer Yaya specializes in explosive detection, which Chief of Police Andy Stevenson says increases the department's capabilities of providing a safe campus. With just over a month together, Officers Wilson and Yaya train on a regular basis. One of the ways they train is by placing training explosives near vehicles for Yaya to find.
So she's actually on the odor now, but I'm going to try to get her to check all these cars. Crawl, check.
Officer Yaya quickly found the training explosives under the last vehicle.
Good. She works very quickly, if you noticed. But one of the things about explosives, this is an explosive that was used in mines. It's very, very potent and very smelly. So if you notice, the whole time she's trying to pull me like up towards that, and that's because she knows already which one it's at. And that's just because of how powerful that smell is.
Trained on 22 different smells, Officer Yaya can detect an explosive even when it's covered by something.
Oh, you ready? Are you ready?
Explosive detection canine sweeps are standard procedures for large events on App State's campus, and in the past, the department paid for those services with no guarantee that other agencies would be available. Now, Chief Stevenson hopes his canine teams will be a source of pride for the campus community and assist the department in developing relationships and building trust. Officer Wilson said he plans to coordinate with other police departments as Yaya is also trained in trailing. Both Chief Stevenson and Officer Wilson welcome students to pet and interact with her when she is not working. If she's working, Officer Wilson said she'll just walk right around you, focused on her task at hand. Officer Wilson plans to be on campus as much as possible to help Yaya get comfortable to the everyday distractions associated with a college campus. Now, when Yaya is on campus, she could care less about drugs. Her focus is mainly on explosive detection. If she's trailing somebody, she won't bite them, as Officer Wilson says she is not trained to bite. The worst she'll do is lick somebody. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Brennan.
I'm Xanayra Marin-Lopez here with some non-COVID SGA coverage. After defeating Caleb Hudson in a runoff election, current Student Body VP Michael Davis is the next App State Student Body President. Michael Davis congratulated the other candidates on their campaign and said in a quote, "I am so thankful for all of the supporters on my campaign team because none of this would be possible without you. Everyone worked so hard and to ultimately get the result we wanted means a lot." End quote. Cameron Hunter, current SGA Director of Student Affairs, will serve as Vice President. This runoff election was held after no candidates achieved the required 51% of the vote in the original election. Less than 1 percentage point separated the Davis-Hunter campaign and the Hudson-Melgar campaign in the first election. During a normal spring semester, the Student Government Association would have held Senate elections at the same time as their presidential election. The SGA Senate elections are currently on hold for the time being. Presidential elections were still held because the president-elect needs to be present at future Board of Trustees meetings when he is sworn in June. Student Body President-elect Michael Davis says he is looking forward to staying productive over the summer and getting more people involved in upcoming fall elections. A student is eligible to run for Senate if they have a GPA of 2.25 or higher and at least 12 hours of academic credit. A candidate must also receive a minimum of 25 votes before they are declared an elected senator. Visit theappalachianonline.com for a list of what students can declare to run for. Now we go to our reporter Connor Davidson with a sports update.
Thanks, Xanayra. 3 App State football players are going to the NFL. On Thursday, the NFL draft kicked off with the first and second rounds. However, it would take until the third round before a Mountaineer was selected. Running back Darrington Evans was selected to the Tennessee Titans with the 93rd overall pick. At App State, Evans had over 4,600 all-purpose yards and 34 total touchdowns, including 3 kickoff return touchdowns, which is a program record. Evans likely won't see a ton of playing time at first behind Titans running back Derrick Henry, but he could come in handy in third down situations as well as on special teams. Linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither was the next Mountaineer taken as the 107th pick to the Cincinnati Bengals. As a Mountaineer, Davis-Gaither had 258 tackles, 28 tackles for loss, and 8 sacks. Coming into the draft, he was seen as undersized for his position, but he has great vision and can deliver hits when needed. Defensive back Josh Thomas also found his way onto an NFL team. Thomas signed with the Buffalo Bills as a free agent after the draft. At App State, Thomas posted 163 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, and 7 interceptions. For more information and to stay up to date on the Mountaineers in the NFL, head over to theappalachianonline.com. Now let's go to Hadasa Rivera Marine for your Spanish language COVID-19 update.
Mi nombre es Hadasa Rivera, hoy es lunes 27 de abril y estoy aquí con su actualización regional de COVID-19. El gobernador Roy Cooper anunció en una conferencia de prensa el 23 de marzo que la orden de quedarse en casa de Carolina del Norte se extenderá hasta el 8 de mayo. Cooper dijo que Carolina del Norte está en el camino correcto para levantar las restricciones, pero necesita haber tendencia más consistente para poder reabrir el estado completamente. Randy Cohen, quien es la secretaria del Departamento de Salud y Servicios Humanos, dijo que el Estado está analizando 4 métricas para determinar si aún se necesita quedarse en casa. La conferencia también trajo pautas para una reapertura gradual de 3 partes de la economía del Estado después de que se finalice la orden. En la primera fase, la orden de estadía en el hogar aún está en vigencia, pero los residentes podrán salir de sus hogares para actividad comercial, lo cual no se limita a lo esencial. La fase 2 vendrá 2 o 3 semanas después y el Estado estará alentando a los ciudadanos que se consideran en riesgo a quedarse en casa. Durante este tiempo, los restaurantes, bares y lugares de servicio podrán operar, pero con capacidades reducidas. Finalmente, la fase 3 vendrá de 4 a 6 semanas después de la fase 2 y se estará aumentando las capacidades para restaurantes, bares, lugares de servicio y de entrenamiento. En esta fase también se permitirá un aumento en el número de personas permitidas en las reuniones. Un pub local busca servir a la industria de servicios y garantizar que los residentes de High Country reciban comidas saludables durante la pandemia. RANSOM Pub hizo ajustes a su negocio habitual para llenar los vacíos que High Country necesitaba. El pub local está ofreciendo cajas de cuidado llenas de productos frescos, granos y carne para preparar un total de 40 comidas. Cada caja cuesta $40 para producir. Si desea donar y ayudar a RANSOM a continuar creando las cajas de atención para High Country, visite el sitio web give.winetowater.org/carebox. Muchas familias en todo el país se están adaptando al cambio de no tener a sus hijos en las escuelas. Las familias en el condado de Watauga y sus alrededores ahora tienen oportunidad de llevarle las actividades de aprendizaje a sus preescolares mientras están en casa. Cassidy Hogan, una alumna de App State y propietaria de Discovery Valley Childcare, está creando kits de aprendizaje para padres de preescolares en la comunidad. Los kits proporcionan suministros para actividades prácticas en las cuales los niños pueden continuar aprendiendo mientras están en casa. Los kits de aprendizaje cuestan $20 y el envío son $8 adicionales. Para obtener más información sobre cómo obtener un kit de aprendizaje, visite la página de Facebook, Discovery Valley Learning Kits. Después de perder 2 empleos debido al COVID-19, un estudiante de App State está manejando la escuela, el cuidado de su familia y la fabricación de aproximadamente 170 máscaras faciales por semana para entregar de forma gratuita. Micaela Blanchard dijo que encontró su máquina de coser mientras se mudaba fuera de su departamento en Boone y decidió hacer máscaras. La tela que usa Blanchard para las máscaras es 100% algodón y las orejeras son de punto elástico. Blanchard también entrega a hospitales que se están quedando sin máscaras. El 7 de abril ella entregó 75 máscaras al Nash UNC Healthcare Hospital y 50 máscaras al Pam Specialty Hospital de Rocky Mount. A través de sus publicaciones en Facebook, Blanchard también ha recibido pedidos de clientes en otros estados. Ha enviado máscaras al norte del estado de Nueva York y Virginia Beach. A pesar de la pandemia, gente como Blanchard nos está mostrando que la bondad no es escasa. Gracias por ver. Los mantendremos informados acerca de más noticias sobre el nuevo coronavirus. A continuación, Xanayra Marin-Lopez con su reporte.
Gracias, Hadasa. Hola, mi nombre es Xanayra Marin-Lopez con cobertura de SGA. Después de derrotar a Caleb Hudson en una segunda vuelta electoral, el actual vicepresidente de Cuerpo Estudiantil Michael Davis es el próximo presidente de Cuerpo Estudiantil de App State. Michael Davis felicitó a los otros candidatos por su campaña y dijo: "Estoy muy agradecido por todos los seguidores de mi equipo de campaña porque nada de eso sería posible sin ustedes. Todos trabajaron muy duro y en última instancia, obtener el resultado que queríamos significa mucho". Cameron Hunter, actual director de Asuntos Estudiantes de la SGA, servirá como vicepresidente. Esta segunda vuelta electoral se llevó a cabo después de que ningún candidato lograra el requerido 51% de los votos en la elección original. Menos de 1 punto porcentual separó la campaña Davis-Hunter y la campaña Hudson-Melgar en las primeras elecciones. Durante un semestre normal de primavera, la Asociación de Gobierno Estudiantil habría celebrado elecciones al Senado al mismo tiempo que su elección presidencial. Las elecciones al Senado de la SGA están actualmente en espera por el momento. Las elecciones presidenciales todavía se celebraron porque el presidente electo debe estar presente en las futuras reuniones de la Junta de Síndicos cuando presente el juramento en junio. El presidente electo del Cuerpo Estudiantil, Michael Davis, dice que espera mantenerse productivo durante el verano y lograr que más personas participen en las próximas elecciones de otoño. Un estudiante es elegible para postularse para el Senado si tiene un GPA de 2.25 o más y al menos 12 horas de crédito académico. Un candidato también debe recibir un mínimo de 25 votos antes de ser declarado senador electo. Visite theappalachian.com para obtener una lista de la que los estudiantes pueden declarar para correr. Gracias por ver, manténgase seguro, lávese las manos y nos veremos de nuevo.
And from all of us here at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, wash your hands, and enjoy your LDoc online. We'll see you next time.